All right, perfect. Oh, wait. Sorry, you guys. I don't know why. One of these times I'll get this. You. Oh, shoot. Let me see here. Here we go. Okay, welcome everybody to week 3 of our 4-week simple mentorship. I'm super excited for tonight. We're gonna go over quick our mindset. We're gonna go over vision, and then we're going to hurry up and slap out a power hour. So in like 10 minutes. But first, I wanted to chat with you guys a little bit about how important it is to have a positive mindset. And I'm sharing this with you because I didn't for the first 3 years of my business. And my business was literally a roller coaster because of it. I thought to myself, you know, some months I'd be like, oh, I'm going to hit Success Club. Those months I would. The other months, I'd be at this point where it's halfway through the month and I'd be like, kind of like I had a weight on my chest. Like, who do I even ask? What do I even do? Like, I don't even know how to hit Success Club, even though I knew what it was going to take, but I didn't have that belief in myself and that positive mindset that, hell, I'm gonna make this happen. And Brooke and I last month, let's see, I think she was at Success Club 0 on the last day, and I was at Success Club 4 on the last day, and both of us had I believe Success Club 8, if not 10. I can't remember. I have to go back and look. But that's because we just locked it in and knew we were going to make it happen no matter what, because that's our daily, that's our monthly obligation, is to help 3 people at least. So we had the positive mindset going into the day that we were going to help at least one. Well, for her, at least 3 people, and for me, at least 1 more. But I always shot for more. So that's with anything in life. Like my son, he's in Cub Scouts, and they're selling popcorn, and he wanted to get the level 400 for the prize. So I was trying to teach him too. Well, let's go the next prize up. And I believe that was 750. I'm like, let's go 750, because then at least you know you're going to hit your 400. And if you hit 750, then that's just a bonus for you. It's the same with Success Club, you guys. If you do that, if you plan to hit Success Club 10 every month and you know it's going to happen, you're at least going to hit 5. And that's important, that you're helping 3 people a month. And guess what? He told his leader that he's going to sell $2,000 worth of popcorn. So that's on me now. I mean, on him too, but mom also has to do all the driving. So just always know that whatever you believe in this business and whatever's going through your head, that's what's going to happen. So if you believe that you're not going to be successful, you're not going to be successful. If you believe that you won't hit Success Club, you won't hit Success Club. If you believe that it's going to take 6 months to hit Diamond, it's going to take at least 6 months to hit Diamond, maybe even more. If you right now decide that you want to be Star Diamond by January, you're going to be Star Diamond by January. If not Star Diamond, you're going to be a Diamond coach. So shoot big so that you fall, you know, if you do fall short, you're still way farther than if you said, okay, I'm going to be Diamond by January, and you fell short. What, your Emerald? I mean, we all know that Emerald's literally a mindset shift. Like, okay, I'm going to sign my mom and I'm going to sign my husband up. I'm going to sign my grandma up. She could use some Shakeology. Like, Emerald's easy, but it's, you know, just getting out there and asking. But Diamond is easy too. Diamond's a mindset too. Really, honestly, it is. It's just getting out there and asking. But if you set your goal for Star Diamond and you come short, you're most likely going to hit diamond or be like inches away from diamond by the end of the new year, or by the new year. And that's exciting. So let's all challenge ourselves to be a Star Diamond coach by January 1st. And just have the right mindset that you can make this business happen, and you will make this business happen. Some are going to be slower than others, and some are going to run with it. But just try your hardest to keep that positive mindset and know what you're going after in this. And if it's not money related, that's fine. Do lives. How many lives do you want to change by then? Okay, so vision. Vision is something that's huge, that is going to drive your business, that a lot of people forget about. You have to make sure that you always have a vision, a short-term vision and a long-term vision. Otherwise, you're going to lose focus, and your business is going to really hit a hard spot because of that. So Brandy Botts did a call last night, and it was awesome on a little bit on vision. So if you guys go to her page, she went live about it. It was really good. But I always went, like, what was my goal right now is like superstar diamond. I'm going to do it. But really, I know I'm not going to hit that goal by the end of the year. There's just no way. I mean, I could put it out to the universe and pray to God and all that it would come, but it's just not going to happen. But my long-term goal is superstar diamond. And to really focus on that instead of those, like, for a long time, it was like, oh, okay, I'm going to go debt free. I'm going to bring my husband home. And I was looking at them as more of a short-term goal instead of long-term goals. So now my goals are set up as 5 years. So I have a 5-year goal to bring my husband home from a corporate job. I have a 5-year goal to be completely 100% debt free. I have a 5-year goal to be living in our dream home on a lake, 4 to 5 bedrooms, open concept kitchen, master ensuite. I literally know exactly what I'm going to have down to a T because I'm envisioning that, and I have that vision. We're also going to be I write them every day. I write literally every day. I am a superstar diamond coach. I am living in our dream house because I'm visioning that, and I strongly encourage you guys to do that same thing. Anything that you want out of life. I also do something little, but that is probably the most important thing in my life, is that I am present in my kids' and husband's life every day. And when I mean present, I mean not on my phone, not scrolling Facebook. I'm literally outside playing football. Tonight we went swimming and played basketball after. No phone in my hand, no Snapchats, no, nothing like that. Just present with my kids. And I feel like that's one of the most important things, that sometimes we get so into our business because we enjoy it. It's fun. It's motivating. It's challenging. And we want to give it our all. But sometimes we give everything and we forget about what's really important and our priorities. So I'm kind of getting off track. But you need to have those visions for that reason, so that you always do stay on track. And trust me, there's going to be times where you're going to start to lose track, but you have to revisit your vision. And you can ask any one of my personally sponsored coaches who have been in the business a while. They come to me and they're, even my diamond coaches, they're really struggling. And they can't get their groove, and they're just not seeing results. They're scared they're not going to hit Success Club. That's when I tell them, take a day off, literally unplug for a day or a weekend and take a step back. Now, what you have to do is take that step back to really game plan and focus on your vision of where you're going and what that vision's going to take. Like, I can sit here and I can say that I'm going to have my dream home on the lake. I'm going to be debt free. I'm going to be a superstar diamond coach, but I have to show action on a daily basis if I want those goals to happen. And that's important when you're going through your vision, knowing, okay, this is what I'm going to have to do in order to hit these goals. So for those of you that haven't heard my first story, I'm going to tell you what my first why was and what my first vision was. And just so you can relate on how it was so important to me that I made it happen. And if you heard the story already, I'm sorry, but you're going to hear it again. So when I first joined as a coach, okay, we're not even going to go when I first joined as a coach, because when I first joined as a coach, it was purely for getting in shape. When I finally, it was 2 years in, 3 years in, I don't know, 3 years in, I got pregnant with our second child. At this point, I was working as a bartender, 2 different jobs, night jobs, was working 40 to 50 hours a week at night, plus going to nursing school during the day. I would leave for work. I'd bring my oldest son to one of our family members. My husband would pick him up at 5, an hour after I did. We rarely got to eat dinner, like maybe twice a week we got to eat dinner together, see each other. And on one of those nights, it was January and our second child was due in June. My husband and I were sitting at the dinner table with our son, and we're talking about childhood memories. And I said, I'm one of 7. I'm the oldest of 7 kids. I told my husband, I said, I don't really, have these big childhood memories. My biggest one is us sitting at the dinner table every night together. I mean, we were all very active in sports, but my mom had a meal, whether it was at 3 o'clock as soon as we got done with school, or it was at 8 o'clock at night after all the sporting events. There was a meal, and whoever was home sat down at that table and they ate dinner. And my husband looked at me and he goes, Liz, you're not even creating your biggest childhood memory with your own kids. I wasn't. And that killed me, like instantly. Tears in my eyes. I get them still to this day in my eyes. I wasn't living my biggest childhood memory with my own family. And to say that I get a nursing degree, who's to say that I'm not going to still be able to have dinner with my family at night? Who's going to say that I can't, that I'm going to be here to tuck my kids in at night, say prayers? Am I going to be able to do that? Who's to say? A lot of nurses work nights. That hit home with me. And I saw the potential in Beachbody. I saw Mindy Wender. You guys, Mindy Wender is a good friend, literally lived like 4 blocks away from me in a 2-bedroom house. Tiny house. We would go over there for parties and we'd all have to be like outside because the house was so small. I literally saw them eating ramen noodles like they didn't have the money to do anything. When we'd go out, it would be like quick couple drinks because nobody had like the extra money or cash to do it. But I witnessed her go from where she was to making 6 figures, to building her dream house and paying cash for it. And after realizing that, I said, that's it. I'm going to make this work. I'm going to be a stay-home parent by the time that our second child's born. Now, granted, that's like a few months away, but I was going to do whatever it took to make it happen. And I did that. I actually was able to quit both of my jobs in April. Thank goodness, because our son came 3 weeks early in May, and I haven't worked since. There was times where I would fill in at the bar, and then finally it was like, why am I doing that? I need to just be home with my family. But you guys can do this too. And if you have that strong vision on what you want, and it doesn't have to be like, a lot of people try and compare their vision to my vision or other women with kids because it's such a strong connection. But you can have a debt one, you can have a house one, you can have trips to travel the world. Are you kidding me? Like, that's on my bucket list. I hardly ever traveled as a kid. I want to take my kids and travel the world. It could be to start up a nonprofit organization. It could be to donate. It could be like, the sky's the limit. This business, I sometimes hear, I'm not in it for the money. But you guys don't realize that money can be life-changing in other ways, not just for yourself. It can be life-changing in giving it away. And you're also getting paid for the lives that you're changing. So the more money you are earning is the more lives that are being changed. So if you don't want to go at it as the money part, then go at it as the lives that you're going to change. And it's big. it's a big deal to change lives financially, like a huge deal to have somebody message you and say, you know, hey, I was able to pay my cell phone bill this month with my paycheck. Or I was able to go down to 4 days a week instead of 6 days a week. That's a big deal, you guys. And you guys have this amazing opportunity at your fingertips. And regardless, if you want to work it full time, you can help somebody change their life because they're going to want to. What, honey?
Gabby was awake.
Okay, just stay down here, please, so that Gabby doesn't get awake. Sorry, guys.
First, Mama face my ass.
Did you go back to bed?
Yeah.
Okay, stay down here, please.
They're just like.
Okay, come on. Shh. Sorry. Dan's working nights tonight, so I'm on kid duty too. But this like, I really want you guys to think and take time to think about your vision and what you want out of this in 5 years, in 10 years, and know that it's going to take that much time to build up your business. You're not going to just be instantly a 6-figure earner. It's not going to happen. Yeah, you can make it in a year or 2 years if you work your ass off. You can do it. Oh, bad word. Shh. You gotta be quiet. Mom's on video. You can sit by me though. But you have to really think, okay, where do I want to be in 5 years, and how am I gonna make this happen? And like I said, for any of you guys who are running, I'm gonna be contacting you all this week. I posted a video. Find that video, and I'm gonna be working with you guys as a group, maybe some one-on-one or small group. But I'm gonna put my focus in on you guys. I'm gonna give you guys. If I see you're giving 100%, I'm giving you guys 100%. Like, I'm going to be all in it for you guys. I want you guys to hit your goals and your visions. Like, I mean, success for me is watching other people hit their goals. Like that's more, it's more about that to me than it is about the income. And that's health and fitness goals. And it's, you know, their business goals as well. Okay. Brings me to the last thing that I want to talk about. The action step that I have for you guys today is going to be presenting the business. Don't be scared about this. Please don't be. You guys are giving them an amazing opportunity. If they say no, that's fine. Who cares? It's not for them, or it's not the right time. Don't do that, okay? But there are people that this business will change their life. Look at mine. I'm home with my kids every night. I tuck them in. We have dinner together most of the nights. Not as good as my mom. I don't know how she did it. Tonight they got, I made Mason make them dinner because he wouldn't eat my dinner. So I said, fine, you can make dinner. And he made butter and jelly and honey toast. So all sugar before bed. That's great, right? But I'm here with them at night. I get to tuck them in, even though it's past their bedtime. If this business wasn't brought in front of me, I mean, where would I be now? Would I still be working at the bar because I'm not a student person? I struggled in nursing school. Would I be working nights as a nurse, 40 plus hours a week? Where would I be? I don't know. Where would I be in my marriage? My marriage was rocky until I found Beachbody, and I found personal development. My finances were rocky. My relationship with my children, was not what you would call a good relationship. This business has changed my life in all areas, and it will all of you guys, and it will every single person that you present this business to. So tonight, like I said, your action step is going to be to post a business opportunity. This is something that has to happen at least once a week. And I do mine every Sunday night, just because everybody seems to kind of jump on Facebook or Instagram and scroll through news feed because, the weekend's over, they're going to go to work. A lot of people don't want to go to work. So when they see an opportunity like that, they're like, hey, maybe this is for me. Maybe I will, find out what more of it, what it's all about. And just ask, you guys, if anybody likes or comments on it. I'm going to give you what Josh Coates gives us. Let's see. If anybody likes or comments on it, I got to read it. Sorry, guys. all you have to do is you have to message them and say, thanks so much for your support on my post. Thanks so much, or something like that. Don't copy mine, because if we all go out copying what everybody says, then and people get duplicates, then they're going to be like, oh, it's just scripted and everything. So be you, but just go back and say thanks for liking or thanks for commenting on my post. It's really nice to have support, because it's not easy for me to share this journey to the public, but it's as long as I get to inspire or help out one person, it makes it easier. Just something like that. It might sound crazy, but I just have to ask, have you ever considered working from home or running a business from your own home? And just leave it as a question. You always leave a message with a question. But if you just simply ask that, and honestly, the first ones you get, like, I don't know about you guys, but when I first started doing invites, I would literally start to lose my breath, and I'd start to kind of panic and get anxiety. And then I'd be like, oh my gosh. And sometimes I'd have to shut my computer and just walk away and go do something, because I was so nervous about it. But then once I turned my mindset into, okay, I'm giving them this opportunity. If they don't want to take it, that's fine with them. I know what it did for me. And this was even before I was working full time. I know what it did to my health and what it did to my personal development. So if you guys just, go in it and know that, okay, you can change one person's life. That's it. Even if, say you work this business for 10 years and you changed one person's life. I mean, isn't that worth it right there? Your life was changed and their life was changed. That's huge. So just go out, and I want you guys to post the opportunity, and then after that, within, tonight, I mean, I go to bed after I post it usually. If I'm up in bed and Dan's not home, then I'll go through some of the people who like and comment. But otherwise, go tomorrow and send out as many business invites as you can. And if you're not Emerald yet, I really suggest that you sign your spouse up. And the reason for this is, if you haven't signed your spouse up yet as a coach, there's going to be a point in your business where you're going to be able to work his business. And so what that does is, he's at the top of your business center because you signed him up early. If you decide to sign him up late, he's going to miss out on all this extra income coming in. You can always put his Shakeology on hold or order through him when you need to for rank reasons, but you want to have your spouse right up. And I shouldn't just say him, because we have dudes on our team too, but you want to have your spouse right up on the top. So then when you do start working, like myself, I'm working Dan's business, he makes team cycles like crazy, because he's been in it since I started. So even though he's just an Emerald coach, he team cycles like crazy because of it. Maxes out on team cycles sometimes. So that's just as an Emerald coach. So now, not only is Dan maxing out on that, so $250 a week, that also is coming up and being brought into my business center. And like I said, nobody likes to talk about money, but it's important, because that's how many lives you're changing. And then, like I said, you can also put your husband on hold. So I have had him for 2 months for my hubby, but I just had to drop my Emerald. I really can't afford 2 Shakeologies a month, so I can keep him up there, but put him on hold. No, you'll always have to pay the $15.95. You can, but where he's at, he's there. So just because he's not an active coach, the coaches that are being put underneath him by yourself or any upline coach, so when you have random people in your downline being added that aren't your personally sponsored coaches, those are still going underneath him as well. So you're tired here, buddy. Why don't you go sit in the chair? So those are, it's key to keep him still active in his business fees. Huh? There's a pillow right on the couch. Go grab it. I'm pretty sure there's one. So it's important for you to keep him active so that he will be able to, once you're ready to get, I mean, not active, but like in his business where you're paying the $50.95. He doesn't have to have the 50 PV. And then once, here, Maddie, you use my phone, okay? Come here. Sorry, guys. That's how life is. Okay. And then that way, when you are ready, or say, another good idea, Melissa, is if you have somebody who just wants to order a program and doesn't want a challenge pack, then you can have them order it through your husband and he'll get the PV points for that. So that can make him active as well. So I do anybody that just wants a program, I order that underneath my husband. So then that way, not only does he make commission off of that, but I make team cycles off of that. Does that make sense? So then also, I know Brooke's doing the same thing too, but I also build my husband's business. So when I hit Success Club 5 or 10, depending, I mostly do it when I hit Success Club 10, then any coaches that join after that, I put on my husband's business center. And so that way I hit my goal of Success Club. And so if you're going to do it when you hit Success Club 5, I would make sure you at least hit like Success Club 6 or 7. So then that way, if somebody returns something, you're not at the last minute trying to find those extra Success Club points. So I would try and, get it up a little bit more than Success Club 5. But then what I would do is I would have them order through your husband or sign up underneath your husband. So Melissa, for you, you could, have programs going through your husband. And then once you guys hit diamond, I wouldn't start building your husband's team until you hit diamond. Once you hit diamond, or you know what, if you need them to get emerald, you could be ruby too. So you could always sign up discount coaches underneath your spouses, because then they would go emerald. And discount coaches are great to sign up under spouses because they just hold a spot. But yeah, I'm kind of getting off track. So even if he is inactive for not shake off, does he get the commission? Yes. Okay, no, not from his downline. So downline, you have to be an emerald coach in order to team cycle. So you won't get the team cycle bonus unless you're an emerald coach, but you will get commission. So if they order a program, you're still going to get the commission from that. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions on that? Or I mean, you guys can unmute yourself too. It was just loud before. I don't know what that means. Does anybody have any questions on anything?
Hey Liz, it's Melissa.
Sure.
Puhala. Hey, I have a coach that is tied to someone else, and just they're not active, and they're gonna sign up under me just because we've been working together a lot. It's Candace.
Okay.
Okay, when she does that, and just building the left leg versus the weak leg and so on and so forth, she's at the same mindset as I am, so she's gonna be the one, not just being a discount coach. So I mean, how do I set her up when I see her come over?
Okay.
Knowing I did my husband, I have another coach. What's the best?
You have 2 on one and you have 1 on the other, so go with the other. So you have 2 and 2 then. Okay. You guys at first you're gonna want to keep them even. Like, because if somebody stops their Shakeology HD or, ends up having extra, if they're just discount coaches, then you need to find somebody right away for that. But if you have extra in your downline on each leg, then it's like, okay, if somebody goes off, then it's not like so stressful for you. So I always try and keep them even at first. And then eventually you're going to have to go, okay, are these all discount coaches or are these working it? And then you're going to have to start placing people more on whether you think they're going to work. And you guys, the ones that I think that are going to work don't end up working. And the ones that are discount coaches, like Melissa herself, end up being, one of my top coaches. So just because you think, hey, this one's not going to work the business, don't rule them out, because they'll end up being a rock star. And the ones that say they're all in, sometimes they aren't all in, and sometimes it takes years until they're ready. And I can tell you though, the thing I see with all my coaches are the ones that are challengers or the ones that are committing themselves 100% to their workout programs are the ones that see the biggest success and are the ones that are in it for life. They don't quit. They don't stop anything because they see the results happening. They know it's happening in their bodies. They know what Shakeology is doing for them. They know what the workouts are doing. They know what the portion, the nutrition guides are doing, and they know what it's going to do for somebody else if they commit themselves to it. So my best coaches are the ones that are in the challenge groups. They're hosting their own challenge groups. They were a challenger at the beginning, but they're the ones that are staying committed. Those are the ones that see the best results with coaching, and it's so much easier for them because, hey, you're not going to sit here and sell, Mary Kay and then be wearing Avon makeup. You gotta commit to it, because otherwise nobody's gonna believe it, and people can see right through you. People can, you think you're behind a computer, people can see and feel you right there. They know, how authentic you are, whether you try and put on a happy face or, a fake face, they still know. So with that being said, everybody do your workout program, drink your Shakeology, and read your personal development. Let's go from here. And I don't have my phone now because my kid stole it. So I'll be doing my power over later. But let's real quick. And for those of you who are pushing for Diamond and Star Diamond, in that one, like I said, I'm going to be reaching out to you. We're going to hit Instagram hard, and Josh knows about it. Janice knows about it, but we've been learning so much in our, what's it called? I forgot what it's called, Josh. The recruiting, Arts of Recruiting, right? Yeah, Arts of Recruiting. With Joshua Coates, we paid like $100. It's normally $200 for the accountability with it. And what I've learned on Instagram, you guys, I gained, I think, I want to look, but I gained almost 200 followers in 3 days. And they're like legit followers. They're not the fake accounts. These are legit people who are just like me, who are now following me. I think I have presented the business 20 times, I think, in the last 3 days. I have messages coming from me. I wake up with, I think it's like anywhere from 10 to 20 comments underneath my pictures where I wasn't getting any underneath, my pictures. So this is game changer for you guys. But like I said, I'm sharing this with the people who are showing up. I'm not gonna, give everybody the stuff that I pay, Josh pays, everybody pays to do. I want to give the people that are putting in the time and effort all the tools that I have. And of course, I pass everything down to my coaches, but I don't want to put, hey, this is how I do this. I want you guys to show up and want to learn it. And then, I'll post a recording on our team page, and those who want to learn are going to learn, but I want to give you guys the opportunity to jump on right away. So let's see. Do you guys want to do the power hour together, or do you want to go our separate ways? How about we just, okay. Yeah.
No, you're good. You can. Do you want me to go, or do you want to go?
What? You can go.
So if you had so everyone's trying to figure out how I want to ask this. What social media is most important? I just feel like there's so many things that, you have to be on this social media, but then you have to have 6 groups going, and what is most important?
You don't have to do any of that. You don't.
I feel super overwhelmed trying to keep up with everything.
This business is 100% your own business. Just because I do Facebook like page and Instagram does not mean that's going to work for you. Mindy Wender gets a ton of coaches off of YouTube. Lindsay Matway does too. Meg Wazinski, she is huge on Pinterest. Darby is huge on Instagram. You have to find what works for you. If you're gonna, so many people think, okay, I got to do this because Liz is doing this. I have to do this because Brooke's doing this. It's your own business. You have to be you. And that's game changer too. Once you find out, okay, what am I? What do I enjoy? What do I like doing? Do I like being on Instagram? Do I like being on Snapchat? Would I be better at YouTube videos? You know, would I be better at Pinteresting? I spend a ton of time on Pinterest. Once you figure out, then sit and you take the time and just learn and learn and learn. And the big thing is you're going to learn a ton, but if you don't put to work what you learn, you know, it's not going to grow for you. But what Shalene Johnson, I've gone to her Smart Success like 2 years now. What she's taught me is that work on a social media outlet for a quarter. So for 3 to 4 months, work on what your ideal, like where you want to work right now. So if you want it to be Facebook, Instagram, I can tell you one thing, Instagram's way easier than Facebook to connect to people. And that's like, I'm a Facebook lover. I didn't want to go over to Instagram. Like, I built my whole business on Facebook, and it's hard for me to go to Instagram, but Instagram's way easier right now than Facebook is. But take 3 months and master one. So I'm taking this last quarter and I'm hitting Instagram like you wouldn't believe. And I'm going to build up my Instagram account like crazy for 3 to 4 months. And then what I'm going to do is once I've mastered that, it's going to continue on its own with me just doing simple activities with it, with me posting, you know, and once in a while, but it's going to grow just by itself because I mastered it. I got it down. Then I'm going to switch and I'll go back to like Facebook like page or YouTubing or, you know, Pinterest, whatever I choose my next one, then I'll go to then. But don't try and sit and, you know, do, okay, I'm going to do a Pinterest. I'm going to post on my like page, my personal page, my Instagram, and then I'm going to do a YouTube video a week because Courtney used to be great at this where she'd be like, I'm going to do like 2 YouTube videos a week. I'm going to do this. And I'm like, Courtney, it's way too much. Like, you're not going to do it all. So just go simple and pick what you want to do and master that before. And it's got to be you because you're different than everybody else. And that's why I like to work with, and bring like different training videos in instead of always having our own training videos in our team. I like to bring other people's videos in because just because our team does this doesn't mean other teams do different things. Mindy had no help from Janelle Summers. I had no help from Mindy. Like Mindy did not, I didn't do one-on-one calls with her. I didn't do team calls with her. There was no Zoom calls. Like I was on my own. And sometimes I would tell my husband, because his best friend is her husband, like they're best buddies. And I would be upset because I'm like, Mindy's like not even there to help me, but it's my own business. I have to decide what I want out of it and I have to show up and do the work. She's not going to do anything for me. And it took me a while to get over, that and know that I'm not anything like her. And I knew that from the beginning that we're not alike, in many ways, but I relate to a few other coaches like Andrea Crowder, potty mouth, and I hate to tell you guys, but I have
Andrea, she is so great.
I mean, I like the F word, and I try to keep it like, I know there's a couple people on our team that really don't like it, so I try and be good and not say it, but I might need to start. Then I'll at least attract people like me, right? I know my coach Melissa, she likes to swear too. But just you have to find what works for you guys, and it takes a while. You're in business, how many people know somebody who went into and actually like opened up a business and went hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, and they literally are in debt for years before they even start to see like a little bit above the negatives, and then it's even years. And like my good friends who opened up a bar in town, and I mean they got like a steal for the bar, but he told me right out, he goes, we literally make enough to pay our bills, a little cushion extra that they keep as a cushion in case something goes wrong. And he goes, but we're gonna profit once we sell the place. So they're literally working their whole lives as this business until they sell it, and then they're gonna make their profit. Like that's huge. That's like, you guys, it's so hard to tell people that you don't realize what you have in front of you and what you can potentially do by building a business. You're building a business that when I had Gabby, I didn't work for like 2 months after, and I was still bringing in over $1,500 a month or a week, $1,500 a week. Now that was when I wasn't working the business even, but I had built such a strong foundation. And like I said, you guys, it's not all about the money for me, but it's a bonus, and that's me changing lives. But I had built such a strong foundation that I had that cushion. And I mean, I did hit Success Club those months, so I was still doing it, but I wasn't putting in the work like I do normally. And I was able to be with my new baby and really focus on breastfeeding that I struggled with. And now I want her off, and we're 13 months in. So it's what you guys, like, if you guys can sit and just know that and have that vision of what it's going to be like in 5 years from now and what it's going to take for you to do that and work at it, you guys can create anything. It's insane. Does anybody else have any questions?
Hey Liz, I have a question.
Sure.
Okay. A coach asked me if we can use the same credit card for our spouses for like their accounts and everything. Can we?
Okay, so you can use your spouse, and you can use it for your spouse. You can use it for your parents. Okay, so you only get 2 though. So you can use it for your spouse, your mom or dad, or any of your children, and you get up to 2. So say you signed up your spouse and your mom. Well, then your spouse can sign up your dad and your child. Like, you know, if you have a kid old enough, have to be 18. But you only get 2 underneath you. And technically, you could check the FAQs for this, but technically you're supposed to fill out a form and sign it that you have the right to work their business. So you can get in trouble for that too. Granted, I'm pretty sure they would give you a warning and then you just have to take care of it all. But I would do it because then, so like for Dan, if there's a problem, I can call because it's all signed over. So I can call and deal with it, where otherwise they're not going to let me call. I did try that once. I tried being a Dan, and yeah, they're like, Danielle? I'm like, shoot, I'm not a male strong voice.
So you can use the same credit card for their account?
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry,
Awesome.
I'm
Thank
all over tonight. I took my focus in my Shakeology at 9 o'clock, or not 9 o'clock, at 8, right before we did this call. And I don't know if that was a good idea. Okay, any other questions? Make a list to check off every other day. Okay, so magic hashtags. No, because that's you. You want to connect with the people you want to connect with. Like, I could tell you all mine, but you're not going to connect with the people that I connect with, because we're all different. So my suggestion for you is to write down 10 things about yourself and like main priorities. So for me, moms is a huge part of me, but I'm not going to just hashtag moms because it's going to be a ton of Beachbody coaches. Like, you guys are going to look at certain hashtags and you're going to be like, wow, this is just overkill of Beachbody coaches. And it's a learning game. Like, you're going to, have to look at their pages too. But you write down. So, okay, so I write mom for my number 1. Well, what about being a mom is important to me right now? Breastfeeding is. I had a VBAC with Gabby. So I want to connect with other moms who had a VBAC. I had a C-section, and I had a, tough time with my C-section with Maddox. So I want to connect with other moms who are going through the same thing. Let's see, what else? Mom-wise, we do lots of outdoor stuff with our family. So I use, different outdoor hashtags. Sometimes I'm like, oh, hashtag something, funny comes up, or like today it was hashtag I hate sleepovers, because I hate when my kids have sleepover because they're horrible after. Like, you can just come up with things that relate to you. So after I do mom, so I'm going to do a bunch of hashtags to mom, then I'm going to go to number 2. And number 2 about me is, I can't come up with much. Like sports. I love sports. I love watching sports. okay, what teams do I like? You know, what sports do I like? Like, Courtney's a huge Pirate fan. I have to plug my phone in, it's gonna die. She would connect awesome to a bunch of Pirate fans. So that's a good hashtag to use. Let's see. You can use broader, like if you go to Target, if you're like a huge Target person, use Target as one and then connect with them. Another thing for you guys, I'm giving way too much information in one call. I'm all over the place. We'll save that. Never mind. We'll save that until our mastermind call here, or our go-getters one, whatever we want to call it. But let's see. Anybody else have any more questions? I'm glad my kids are up late too. I mean, my kids aren't the only ones up late. Oh shoot, I pressed something I shouldn't have. Crap. I don't want you to do that right now. Okay.
So when you did your vision, did you just kind of like look at like all your, just wrote out all your goals and then like did your vision for like what you wanted the next 5 years?
That's a good idea. Okay, so when I was doing my vision, because after I hit my one why that I told you guys, I had a hard time coming up with another why, because that's what I wanted out of life. You know, like money wasn't a big option, or wasn't a big deal to me. And like my husband and I, we would go live at our icky camp that's full of mice for all we care. But I had to, like, it took me a few years to figure it out. And that's when I'm like, okay, what do I envision my life to be like? You know, how do I want my life to be different than the way that I was raised? Not that my mom did a bad job. She did great. But I just started thinking about this, and I literally took out a notebook, and it was a while, and I wrote down everything that I thought I wanted to do, like, you know, travel with my kids. I never thought I wanted to do that or made it like a big deal, like I thought it was a priority, but it's something that I thought would be crazy cool since I didn't. And then the house and all this, I just wrote it in a notebook, and I had like 5 pages worth. And then I took what I envisioned my life to be like, and I did that as in life in general, and then I put in the 5 years. And my 5 years are big. Like, to have a house on a lake are things that the retired people do around here. It's not what, you know, a lot of people our age, my age especially, have at that moment. So for us to have that by the time before I'm 35, that's kind of crazy. And, you know, same with being debt free and all that. So 5 years is a push, but like I was saying before, I would rather go big and say I'm going to have it done in 5 years instead, you know, have that my lifetime goal and then hit it in 20 years instead of, you know, if it's my 5-year goals and hey, I hit it in 6 years or 7 years, big deal. You know, I was waiting a lifetime to do that. Ashley, do you have a question? Or was that from way before? That was from way before. Never mind. Okay, does anybody else? Oh, how many goals should we write? As many as you want. As many as you want. Anybody else? We're not going to do our power hour together. I have to get my kid to sleep. I'm sorry. I would love to do power hours, and Eric Bergen, I think, would be game to do them. And if you guys want to do power hours together, team up with people, and you can pick even days a week. But for me, with Dan's shift work, like, you know, 1 week I can do it when he's home, but the next week when he's not home or he's on nights, it's like impossible for me with the kids in school. So if you guys want to hook up and anybody want to do that, then post on the team page. And I know Eric Bergen was doing it weekly for a while, so he might even be one that wants to do it. All right, I'm going to let that end because this was a kick-ass call, but we got to get going. So everybody have a great night, and we will chat again. Tomorrow, I believe it's me and Kevin Fentress, who Kevin was on stage with Sagi at Summit, and he hit Success Club 10 this past month, so he's going to give all of his tips. So he will be going live, or we will be going live. I will let you guys know when that is for sure. So, all right, everybody, take care.